It's an illusion to think processed food saves you money, because what you really spend is your health. From the rise of diabetes to autoimmune flare-ups and damaged mitochondria, the real cost is paid in doctor visits, prescriptions, and years shaved off your life. How safe is your freezer? Honestly, Aldi moves millions of frozen meals annually. They promise savings, simplicity, even health. But behind that icy glass, the risks are very real. Listeria kills nearly 1 in 5 seniors it infects. Some of Aldi's plant-based patties found with toxic metals like arsenic and lead. And let's not forget hepatitis lurking in frozen berries, or children rushed to the ER after eating tainted ice cream bars. These aren't rare events. They're real recalls, verified lawsuits, warnings buried in fine print that too often go unnoticed until it's too late. If the food you trust is quietly poisoning you bite by bite, how soon would you realize? This is how to know where the truth gets personal. Today, we're uncovering 7 Aldi frozen products that may be damaging your health, and why that casual stroll through the freezer aisle might be more dangerous than you ever imagined. Number 1. Kirkwood Frozen Chicken. Ever meet someone who smiles a little too much and it makes you uneasy? That's Kirkwood Frozen Chicken, sitting in Aldi's freezer like a cheerful neighbor who waves but won't meet your eye. The packaging is pristine. The slogans promise comfort, savings, and safety, but appearances deceive. Aldi sells it like a picnic scene. Sunshine, families, everything perfect. But often, the pie that looks the prettiest hides something rotten inside. And here, the rot is very real. In October 2019, over 2 million pounds of Kirkwood chicken were recalled for not a small slip-up, but a USDA Class 1 recall, the kind tied to serious illness or even death. Undeclared milk and egg allergens slipped past the label. Imagine serving dinner to your grandchild and watching them gasp for air over a labeling mistake. That's not just negligence. That's like leaving a loaded shotgun on the kitchen counter. And it gets worse. Back in 2015, Salmonella enteritis linked to Kirkwood chicken made at least 15 people sick across 7 states. USDA investigators reported raw juices pooling and cross-contaminating cooked meat. One worker said cleaning it felt like mopping a swamp with a paper towel. Now picture that. This isn't just sloppy food handling. It's gambling with your immune system like it's spare change in a slot machine. And as for animal welfare, Aldi's ads might show golden farms and happy chickens, but the reality is darker. In 2020, undercover footage from a Kirkwood supplier showed live birds kicked, thrown like sacks, and suffocating under their own dead. Even folks used to ringing chickens on the farm would flinch at this level of cruelty. Did Aldi stop working with them after the scandal? No, they kept doing business long after the truth came out. Then came June 2021, a metal fragment recall. 4 people were injured after biting into Kirkwood breaded strips. Imagine having dental issues or a swallowing disorder. Biting into one of these could land you in the ER, and if the metal doesn't hurt you, maybe the salt will. Kirkwood have marketed as the healthier choice for families, but in 2022, Consumer Reports found their nuggets had almost 30% more sodium than Tyson's, like trading one predator for another. Only this one hides behind thrift store sheep's clothing. Want safer options? Bell & Evans has stricter welfare standards. Purdue's Simply Smart Organics boasts a clean recall history. Or better yet, buy fresh from a local market and freeze it yourself. It takes a little more time, but costs a lot less than paying with your health. Number 2, Fremont Fish Market Seafood. Ever look at a bag of seafood and think, wow, that's a great deal? Fremont delivers just that impression. The ocean blue packaging, bold wild-caught labels. It's like a siren song for shoppers who want a taste of the sea without the cost of fine dining. For retirees race on tales of honest fishermen or inland families craving a seafood night, Fremont feels like a bargain wrapped in goodwill. But that pretty package can hide a dark catch. A 2021 DNA study by Oceana uncovered something disturbing. Seafood mislabeling at rates up to 21% nationwide. That includes private labels like Fremont. Customers thought they were buying wild Atlantic cod, but often got pangias, a cheaper, farm-raised fish from Vietnamese ponds. And those ponds? repeatedly flagged for banned antibiotics and malachite green, a chemical the FDA labels as a possible carcinogen. So that wild-caught sticker might actually mean you're serving fillets grown in dirty water laced with toxic additives. Then there's a contamination issue. In February 2023, multiple shipments of frozen seafood tied to U.S. retailers, Fremont included, were refused entry for salmonella contamination. Aldi pulled some batches quietly, no public alerts. One Ohio family's elderly matriarch ended up in the hospital for dehydration after eating Fremont shrimp, but Aldi denied a clear link. Funny how no proof is enough to silence concerns, especially when money's on the line. And the sourcing, even uglier. A 2017 Associated Press investigation revealed that Southeast Asian seafood suppliers used by Fremont were caught using forced labor. Men beaten, locked on fishing boats for months, some killed for trying to flee. Think about that next time you thought calamari for dinner. Somewhere, someone may have risked and lost their life to make your cheap meal possible. Even domestically, it's not safe. In 2020, customers reported ammonia-smelling fillets, signs of spoilage. A former Aldi worker confessed pallets sometimes sat unrefrigerated for hours during deliveries. Just toss them in the freezer, managers would say. That's not safety. That's like putting spoiled milk back in the fridge and calling it fresh. If you love seafood, try Wild Planet, known for sustainable wild-caught fish, or Gorton's Smart and Crunchy, regulated under U.S. safety rules. Local Asian markets often sell fresh frozen fish. No fancy packaging, but fewer lies. Number 3. Mama Cozy's frozen pizzas. There's something nostalgic about opening a box of frozen pizza, especially one that practically winks at you. Mama Cozy's frozen pizza sit on Aldi's shelves like that old friend who always brings over a box on Friday night. Melted cheese, rows of pepperoni, and cheerful packaging practically say, "Relax, I've got dinner covered." And for many Americans watching their wallets, that's all it takes. Dinner in the oven, soda in hand. And for a few minutes, life feels a little easier. But that warm comfort hides a long list of cold truths. Let's start with the part that hits your heart, literally. In 2022, consumer lab testing revealed that a single slice of Mama Cozy's 5-cheese pizza contains over 1,100 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly half the daily recommended limit for seniors, gone in just a few bites. And don't expect to eat only one slice. Worse still, some varieties were found to contain partially hydrogenated oils even after Aldi publicly claimed to have removed all trans fats from their food years ago. If you have high blood pressure or a heart condition, that pizza isn't dinner, it's a slow-moving heart attack disguised as comfort food. But it's not just what's in the box that's a problem, it's where it's made. In March 2019, one of Aldi's contracted pizza dough producers was flagged by the FDA for a rodent infestation. Inspectors found live mice running across flour storage racks, droppings around dough mixers, and chewed open ingredient bags. This wasn't a one-time fluke. It was an operational disaster. And yet, thousands of those pizzas made it into homes across the country. And that's not the end of it. In 2020, an investigative report by the Chicago Tribune revealed that one of Mama Cozy's major suppliers was exploiting undocumented workers. Long shifts in near-freezing conditions, minimal breaks, ignored injuries. Workers were told to keep the line moving no matter what. So while Aldi's marketing shows families laughing over pizza night, the reality includes sweatshop conditions where human dignity gets tossed out like extra crust. And then there's the sauce, literally. In 2021, the Environmental Working Group EWG found traces of glyphosate, a controversial weed killer, in several frozen pizza sauces, including brands sold by Aldi under the Mama Cozy name. While Aldi claimed the levels were legally acceptable, ask yourself, if you're already managing health concerns, why top off your meds with a pesticide? And don't fall for the real cheese promise either. Many of Mama Cozy's offerings use processed cheese blends filled with vegetable oils and starch. It's like buying a classic car only to find the engine replaced with cheap plastic parts. If pizza is still your guilty pleasure, you've got better options. Amy's Kitchen frozen pizzas use organic ingredients and have no major recall scandals to their name. California Pizza Kitchen's line offers better nutritional profiles without the hidden horror stories. And if you're up for a small effort, buying dough from a local bakery, adding fresh toppings, and freezing your own slices gives you full control and peace of mind. because no one wants a pizza night that ends in the ER. Number 4. Bremer frozen meals. Bremer frozen meals sit in Aldi's freezer like a comforting nod from an old friend. They whisper to exhausted parents and retirees, "Don't worry, we've got this." Country-style chicken, creamy mashed potatoes, lasagna. These meals promise warmth, simplicity, and a taste of home.
But what they don't promise, what they never say out loud, is just how much you're really sacrificing. Take the country fried chicken meal. Consumer Reports found it packed with 1,600 milligrams of sodium per serving, more than a full day's limit for many seniors. And some of the pasta dishes? Over 10 grams of added sugar. That's nearly as much as a candy bar. It's as if these meals come with a side of high blood pressure and hidden guilt. Aldi might as well toss in a coupon for hypertension medication with every box. And it gets worse. In July 2018, Bremer's green bean casserole meals were pulled off shelves in a multi-state recall due to Listeria monocytogenes contamination. This isn't just a stomachache, it's a bacteria that kills hundreds each year, with seniors being hit hardest. The contamination was traced to a vegetable supplier whose plant had standing water, rusted equipment, and rotting conditions that any health inspector would call a nightmare. Aldi issued a quiet recall. No big signs, no bold warnings, just a few tiny notices in select stores. Most customers never knew the food they just bought could have killed them. Then there's the deception. In 2019, Aldi faced a class action lawsuit over Bremer's Healthy Choice lasagna bowls. Independent testing found over 40% more saturated fat than listed on the label. One diabetic woman said she relied on that information to control her diet until she ended up hospitalized. Aldi settled the case quietly, choosing payouts over transparency. In corporate speak, that's "we'll pay to avoid telling the truth." And behind the packaging lines, it's just as bleak. A 2020 Bloomberg investigation linked Bremer's suppliers to labor abuse, including forced overtime, workers collapsing from heat in freezer rooms over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and managers ignoring injuries. One former employee described it as a freezer-run sweatshop. Even if none of that turns your stomach, everyday shoppers have complained for years. Bones in chicken dishes, gristle in the pasta, mushy, sour-smelling vegetables. One reviewer put it best: the only thing home-cooked about Bremer is the disappointment. If you still need convenience, consider Lean Cuisine's balance bowls. Lower sodium, better ingredients, and actual adherence to FDA guidelines. Or Evolve frozen meals, known for ethical sourcing and cleaner labels. And for those on a budget, pre-cooked chicken and frozen veggies can turn into quick meals without the side of deception. Number 5. Earth-grown vegan products. Earth-grown was Aldi's green halo, their way of saying, "We care about the planet and your health." Bright green boxes with words like plant-based and meat alternative gave shoppers a sense of doing good with every bite. For health-conscious seniors or anyone trying to eat cleaner, it looked like the best of both worlds. But peel back that marketing, and what you find is far from pure. In 2022, the Clean Label Project tested plant-based patties from several major brands. Earth-grown products tested alarmingly high for lead, cadmium, and arsenic. These metals often come from contaminated soil where soy and pea proteins are grown. Over time, they can lead to kidney damage and cognitive issues, especially dangerous for older adults. Did Aldi alert customers? No. The findings only came to light when watchdog groups raised alarms. That's like serving someone a glass of spring water pumped from a rusty pipe. Then there's the misleading labeling. In 2019, Truth in Advertising caught Aldi labeling earth-grown products as non-GMO while sourcing soy from genetically modified crops. Aldi changed some of the packaging, but issued no apology, no public explanation. And behind the scenes, the hypocrisy runs deeper. In 2021, labor rights groups exposed Earth-grown's overseas suppliers for exploiting migrant workers in Thailand. Grueling 14-hour shifts, cramped, overheated dorms, no breaks, all while Aldi bragged about its ethical footprint. It's hard to call it planet-friendly when it's built on human misery. Even the product quality has been questioned. In 2023, reports flooded in about earth-grown vegan meatballs smelling smelling like ammonia, a clear sign of protein spoilage. Former employees admitted that some shipments arrived half-thawed and were simply refrozen on the spot. That's not plant-based nutrition, that's a bait-and-switch with a leafy label slapped on. If you want real plant-based options, try Dr. Prager's Pure Plant Protein, independently tested and lower in contaminants. Or Hillary's Eat Well offers allergy-friendly, minimally processed veggie patties made with integrity. Or make your own. Beans, oats, spices, freeze your own batches, and skip the corporate deception entirely. Because eating clean shouldn't mean swallowing lies. Number 6. Season's Choice Frozen Vegetables. Season's Choice sounds like something your grandma would trust. Simple, clean, honest. A plastic bag of green beans or mixed veggies feels like a smart choice, especially for seniors on tight incomes. Affordable, healthy, easy to cook. But that green packaging doesn't protect you from what's inside. In June 2018, over 12 million pounds of frozen vegetables were recalled, including Season's Choice cut green beans, for possible listeria and salmonella contamination. These were traced back to Growers Express, a major Aldi supplier. FDA inspections found standing, dirty water, peeling paint, and crusted food residue on machines. It wasn't an accident, it was negligence. Then came April 2020, when Season's Choice frozen raspberries were pulled due to hepatitis A. Yes, a liver-attacking virus in fruit that's supposed to support heart health. One Florida retiree ended up in the hospital and later filed a lawsuit. And yet again, Aldi settled in silence. Even when not contaminated, the way these veggies are handled raises red flags. Former Aldi employees have said that frozen produce pallets often sit on warm docks for hours during shipment delays. One worker joked, "Some veggies spent more time in the sun than my garden." All that heat, it breaks down nutrients and opens the door to bacteria before the bag even makes it to your freezer. Season's Choice also markets itself as sustainably sourced, but a 2021 Greenpeace investigation links some of its suppliers to farms using underpaid migrant labor, unsafe conditions, and inhumane housing. So what are you really buying? If you want real vegetables, go with flash-frozen organic produce from trusted brands like Cascadian Farm or 365 by Whole Foods. Or buy fresh, steam it yourself, and freeze. A little work, a lot more peace of mind. Number 7. Sunday Shop Frozen Desserts. Sunday Shop looks like pure happiness in a box. Pastel colors, smiling fonts, and sprinkles galore. It's made to tug at your inner child or charm your grandkids. But underneath the swirl of nostalgia is something that may make you sick. Literally. In August 2022, Aldi recalled Sunday Shop vanilla ice cream bars for undeclared peanuts and tree nuts. For families with allergies, that isn't a mistake, it's a death trap in disguise. One 6-year-old in Ohio had a life-threatening reaction and ended up in the ER from what was supposed to be a safe, nut-free treat. And in April 2021, customers found plastic shards in their ice cream sandwiches. Seniors with dentures? One wrong bite and you're headed to urgent care. But even if you dodge allergens and plastic, the ingredients themselves are trouble. Artificial dyes like Red 40 and Yellow 5, banned in many countries, are still stuffed into these products. Linked to behavioral issues and possible cancer risks, these additives have no business in food aimed at children and seniors. And the real dairy claim? Misleading. Many varieties rely on hydrogenated oils and milk fat replacers, increasing trans fat intake for already at-risk populations, all for the price of a scoop. Instead, look to Alden's organic or So Delicious dairy-free treats, fewer chemicals, no hidden allergens, and cleaner sourcing. Or just make a smoothie at home. It may not have a rainbow label, but it won't surprise you with a hospital bill. If any of this makes you glance uneasily at your freezer, good. That means you're paying attention. This isn't about fear, it's about power. Power to choose better, to demand more, to protect your health and your family from the risks hidden behind flashy packaging and cozy slogans. This is how to know, because when the truth is buried in fine print, someone needs to say it out loud. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives. Your health is worth it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.